Hey guys, here we go again. Yes, here we go again. This video is specifically for you simps out here, for you suckers that ignore numbers. Yes, like I don't get a man that want to talk this emotional crap. I'm talking about the ones talking about, oh, don't worry about the numbers. Like, I've met so many younger men, older men that literally try to tell you to ignore the numbers. Don't worry about the numbers when it comes to getting a woman. Even though 80% of our children are being raised by single mothers. They say ignore the numbers. Don't worry about the numbers. Yeah, I never worry about that. It starts in like, how do any of that matter? They say it start in the home. It depends on how you were raised. You were different. No. I'm looking at every situation as a failure. Every man that gets with a woman that plans on making a family here, that plans on building a family here, is likely to fail. Every man I see. I consider maybe in 2 or 3 years, they're going to fall out for whatever reason. She's just going to make up a reason so she can get child support from you. That's how I look at the whole situation. I look at everything as a failure. And the little success stories that get through doesn't even matter. We really, the people that I'm talking to really think that success stories are more important than the failure stories, when most of the stories are a failure. And I'm talking about the relationships, obviously, were a failure. But we supposed to ignore that. It's like, that don't even make sense. Why would we ignore that? And we got to start looking at relationship as a business decision. This is, do I want to do this? What are the risks? What are other men that's doing the same thing that I'm planning on doing? What are they going through? They paying child support. That's what they're doing. See, once you start realizing that, a lot of you men out there are thinking with the wrong head. That's why you're in a predicament. Because I'm telling you, once we stop dealing with these women, that's when you're going to get the changed women. It'll be too late for them. It don't even make sense. And I'm talking about the men that got money that can go anywhere. It's no excuse for you to be paying child support. Especially with all the things we know now. We know the numbers. See, the thing about that 80%, they'll tell you 80% of all mothers are raising children, but they don't really tell you that means it's pointless for a man to even try to build a family here. But we got these men thinking they're different. You're never going to be different. You're never going to matter when a woman could just leave at any time and the judge is going to give her custody with no questions asked. And they're going to take, 35 to 40% of your paycheck. No questions asked. They ain't going to ask you why y'all broke up. They don't care why. They just need that 35%, but we do know that. So anybody that try to explain and make sense out of why people separated, why is so many single moms, like, who cares about why? All we know is it exists. Would you buy a car with an 80% failure rate? Would you ask any questions about a car with an 80% failure rate? No, you're not going to ask. You're not going to argue. You're just not going to deal with that car. But then when I tell you about how bad it is to deal with women in America, you want to sit here and argue and try to make sense out of why and try to explain why you're different. None of that stuff matters. Well, anyway, guys, I just had to get this out. Like, peace. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.